Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's latest podcast. My name is Craig. I am recording or podcasting wherever you floats your boat in the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. It's sunny. It's around 45 degrees, which is nothing. I enjoy it. And today, I'm going to be narrating an article from the Judicial Watch blog, which is entitled "Feds Free More Illegal Aliens, States Pass Laws to Help Them." And this was documented January 22nd, 2014. And today's date, January 23rd, 2014. Tried to put this out last night, but I had a little technical difficulties. But I am okay. So I'll just begin. While the latest Homeland Security figures reveal a sharp decline in immigration enforcement, more illegal aliens are being released in the U.S. than arrested. States across the nation are passing laws to accommodate those who should be deported. It is combined state-federal movement aimed at helping illegal immigrants assimilate in this country. The feds do their part by failing miserably to remove the undocumented end rather than crack down on the offenders. States reward them with rights that should be reserved for legal residents and citizens. It is a lawlessness that's striking every corner of the country. Let's start with the feds. Though the Obama administration claims it's enforcing immigration laws, that's hardly the case. The Homeland Security Agency responsible for doing this, Immigration and Custom Enforcement, also known as ICE, now releases more illegal aliens than it arrests, and removals have declined more than 35% since 2009. The alarming information was published this week in a conservative political news magazine that obtained leaked internal statistics that are also arrests declined in every part of the country, including 62% in one region. In 2013, ICE encountered more than 700,000 illegal immigrants who should have been deported, the story says. Yet fewer than 200,000 got removed. It gets better. Most of the candidates were found in jails across the country, which indicates a criminal history or, at the very least, a brush with local enforcement. Incredibly, ICE released way more illegal immigrants, including established criminals, into communities throughout the nation than it arrested. That makes the second part of this term effort all more enraging. A growing number of states are accommodating illegal aliens by passing measures to grant privileges such as driver's licenses and discounted tuition at public colleges and universities. In 2013, an astounding 437 laws and resolutions related to immigration were enacted by local governments, according to the National Conference of State Legislators, which is also known as NCSL, a bipartisan group that aims to preserve state power in the federal system. This marked a 64% increase in immigration-related laws enacted in 2012. The NCSL reveals in a special report issued this week, and all legislators in 45 states and the District of Columbia passed 184 laws and 253 resolutions involving immigration. The report says 4 states, Colorado, Minnesota, New Jersey, and Oregon, passed measures to give illegal immigrants discounted in state tuition at public colleges. The report says, bringing to 15 the number of states that offered illegal aliens the taxpayer-funded perk. 8 states, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Maryland, Nevada, Oregon, and Vermont, joined New Mexico, Utah, and Washington to offer illegal aliens driver's licenses. This is a highly controversial issue that's ignited outrage and has left some holdout states a hefty legal bills. Just last summer, an illegal immigrant sued Nebraska for unconstitutionally denying her a driver's license. Arizona has also spent money defending its order banning illegal immigrants from attaining licenses in its legal complaint. the Open Borders Group that sued Arizona claimed the state violates the Supremacy Clause and Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution. I was really mind-boggling with this whole ordeal. And I'm not going to go crucifying immigrants as a whole, because you got a lot of great folks who are absolutely productive, brilliant, but they have their ignorance as well. And many other nations, like for example New Mexico, is in a real oppressive state, which I did address it on my last podcast. In addition, the immigration policy as a whole, even long before Homeland Security, has been very, very biased. I have to say that for a fact. I've learned this really quick a long time ago. Because during the time of the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, I do remember the Haitian-Cuban Nicaraguan exodus in South Florida. And a lot of it was oppressive governments, and Nicaragua was a civil war. I think it was Sandinistas and Contras. The whole thing with communists trying to take over Nicaragua, and Contras were supposed to be freedom fighters, but it's a lot bigger than what it is. What really gets me is because you have particular groups, the INS or now Homeland Security, they'll be really biased, all right? Like this particular group, they have to have a long period of time to enter, like 3-4 years, sometimes 5. It does vary. You got others that have the wet foot, dry foot policy. They go off the boat, swim, and they land on sand. Wet foot, dry foot. That's okay. And other groups that their neighbors, they got a different agenda towards them. So as far as I'm concerned, the whole immigration policy as a whole is very biased, and all in good faith is unacceptable. Now you're going to have these states want to bend over for that agenda and that their motives. Like want to give, the federal government's trying to tell the states you got to hand them stuff. No, there's a lot of great immigrants out there that earn their money, and I know a bunch of them are honorable people. They don't go for government buyouts or handouts. You're going to train a lot of these new illegal immigrants, those handouts, including give them instant citizenship with the whole amnesty ordeal, which, in good faith, I'm against how it's being interpreted and how they want to implement it. I do remember the time I was reading history books, and even the gangs of New York and, of course, Discovery Channel talked about it. When the Irish were coming to America, their boats went to New York due to famine over there. The men and women, they walk off to the harbor, and you had this Union soldier go, "Congratulations, welcome to America, sign this document, and you can be an American citizen." And a lot of them only really knew Gaelic. So they signed the document, then they tell them, and here's the document to join the Union Army. They signed that too. They don't even know what the hell they're doing. And that's what's pretty dangerous about what the whole immigration policy, and of course the Obama-Bush administration, it's been going on for a good period of time. And what's going on now is like they want to be selective who they're going to deport and who they're going to keep. So the question I have, the people who are immigrants, I always tell them this: become a citizen as soon as possible. Because I've seen this coming for a long time, and a very good example was Elian Gonzalez, that incident that happened down in Miami. Everyone jumped for joy because they had a lot of animosity on the Cuban-American policies. But I always look at a bigger picture. And that's why I always tell people you have to really pay attention to this. So, and what else? How I look at it, educate yourselves. Educate, agitate, organize. Time for people to earn their respect. Don't just give it to them, because that's very dangerous. Because it's like a Pavlov's dog training manual. And I do remember Judicial Watch did a report on how the illegal immigration will open borders. It wanted to lead into an NAU, or North American Union Agenda, or also known as Security and Prosperity Partnership. The website spp.gov, it was in there, but they had to take it off because everyone just drove. And what's interesting about that site, they changed it. When it got exposed, they changed it. They kept the spp.gov address, and it became Global Entry, another sham, okay? So now their website is off the air because they got exposed real quick. And that whole SPP treaty, it was done no other than Jorge W. Bush, the President of the United States, Vicente Fox, the President from New Mexico, another butt lug, and of course you got the wanker up in Canada, former Prime Minister Paul Martin. This happened around 2005 in Waco, Texas. What a concept. And another thing proves that this administration and Homeland Security and their lackeys are violating Article 4, Section 4 of our U.S. Constitution. And it reads, "The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion." Well, if people going there illegally, it's called trespassing or an invasion. And on application of legislators or the executive, when the legislators cannot be convened against domestic violence. Well, it says it right there, and you got these idiots don't want to honor that, so they like to be very selective. How prejudicial can they be? Yep, that's how I look at it, my friends. And it's interesting too when people say, oh, there's illegal immigrants don't pay taxes. Well, don't be surprised they do. They pay sales tax, even on their phones. Sales tax. So there's a tax. So hopefully everyone gets their facts straight. Don't try to suppress it. Be more specific. Alright, and I got a couple of two quotes. This is one from both from Thomas Jefferson. And it says here on immigration, "The first consideration in immigration is the welfare of the receiving nation. In a new government based on principles unfamiliar to the rest of the world and resting on the sentiments of the people themselves. The influx of a large number of new immigrants unaccustomed to the government of a free society could be detrimental to that society. Immigration therefore must be approached carefully and cautiously." And I'm going to get one more, because like I said, they want to, so the amnesty wants instant citizenship, another handout. And this is what Jefferson had to say about that. "Born in other countries, yet believing you could be happy in this, our laws acknowledge, as they should do, your right to join us in society conforming to our established rules, that these rules shall be as equal as prudential considerations will certainly be the aim of our legislators, general and particular, in example, federal and state." That was done he wrote that in 1801. So the whole naturalizing citizens has to be earned. No handouts. And that's how I see it. Handouts is a sham, regardless, immigrant, citizen, etc. Well, that's all for now. I will post this blog as soon as possible. In addition, it does have multiple links to back up this story. So that's all for now. Thanks for listening. And you can give me your input on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, SoundCloud. I'm trying to get that done as soon as possible. Forgive me on that. And remember, demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate societies. Until then, take care of yourselves, and may your guardian spirits be with you.